Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of And Here the Interview. Today we are honored to have not only a great hairdresser and a businessman, but a very kind and humble human being, Mr. Adam Federico.
Hello, my friend. It's great to just be able to share with you, and thank you so much for having me on Hair the Interview amongst so many amazing hairdressers, legends and icons, the names that you have interviewed, and definitely the names that I see coming up. And like I say, it's really just a true honor to even be asked to be along the sidelines of those names. So thank you very much, my friend.
Well, welcome, buddy. Adam, let's start this interview by telling us a little bit about you. Who's Adam Federico?
Who is Adam Federico? I'm a father, I'm a husband, 2 kids, director of content for R&Co Hair Care, curator and director of education for Federico Advanced, creative director for Federico Beauty Institute, my family school, and a salon owner and stylist the last 21 years of my own salon. And I've been a hairdresser now for about 26 years.
Adam, you are a hairdresser, a salon owner, and on top of that you run one of the most prepared academy in the United States. How do you do everything and be successful at all that?
Oh, that's a great question, Eddie. I guess the question really goes back to what is success to you as an individual? I think really for me, I gauge my success off of just maintaining positivity through the day. If I'm able to wake up healthy with a clear mind and a good physical mental state, I've already, I think, reached success for that day. But really now when you take that and you're putting it into the parameters of my business, I guess it's all about a balance, and making sure that whatever task I'm on for the day, whether it's if I'm standing behind the chair in the salon, or if I'm running an advanced academy course or teaching one, or focusing my time and energies with R&Co Hair Care, that I'm just very attentive to, that objective right then and there in front of me, and kind of paying, 100% of my due diligence to that time within my day. And I think that would be success for me, is just making sure that I can see, again, my objectives and what I've got to complete through the day, and I can see them out to as thorough as I possibly can without getting distracted or pulled away in too many different directions. And I think that is probably the hardest thing for me, is just maintaining the balance within all of those things. Like I say, from all of those different job objectives, as you've listed, from a salon owner to an academy owner to working with a R&Co as well as a family man, and just really, like I say, maintaining and staying present in that moment. And if I can make my way through the day and I feel like I've been able to maintain presence through those different moments through the day, that to me is success.
And you invite to your academy very world-renowned hairdressers, investing a great deal of time and money, maybe the only one in the United States to do that. Why?
Well, Eddie, Federico Advanced for me really started out as a passion project, and it definitely still is, but it was a way for me to give back to the industry that's given so much to my family through the last 70 some odd years. Our family company was founded in 1946, and it has provided so much just for the last 3 generations of my family, that I had the opportunity to create this advanced academy. And I look at it as it's a way for me to give back to the industry again that has given so much to my family. The time and the energy and the money is really kind of like secondary, because really what makes it all well worth it is when we have these students come in and they have completed a course, whether it's a 2-day, a 1-week course, whatever the timeline is, and they walk away with just a huge smile on their face, and they've stepped into a moment in a period of challenge, and they've been able to rise through that challenge and grow through it, and essentially has left this building just more confident, with more strength, as a hairdresser, and as well as just an overall human. I mean, that really makes it all worth it to me, as well as the community that we have nurtured, the friendships that I've been able to create really for myself, you know, throughout the world, as well as just the network that I've seen so many students whom have come in and have built new friendships and new relationships with other hairdressers that are like-minded like them, that are placed throughout the world. I mean, that's really what it's all about for me. The education, and I'll always say this when we have an artist come in, is really secondary. I think the first thing for me is really about the community, and you know, really nurturing that aspect of the industry, and allowing people to come together in a place that is really, I think, like I say, it's neutral, in the sense that we don't identify with one core methodology or one core brand. So it keeps everything very diverse as far as, I suppose, the educational philosophies that you can learn within our space here. But I also say it's a very safe space. It's a space that you can come in, whether you're 1 year in or you're 30 or 40 years into the industry, 50 years even, and just to be vulnerable and to give your space, to give yourself, and to allow yourself the space just to kind of come in and drop the guard, to continually learn, and just grow and to challenge yourself.
Adam, what is your goal in hairdressing education with Adam Federico Advanced?
I suppose my goal, Eddie, within Federico Advanced is, you know, that goal is probably ever changing, and I think it's okay to have a goal and to, you know, look at it a year or two later and to realize, you know, maybe that you want to take that goal and tick it up to the next bar, or maybe that goal is just going to be paralleled with another idea. So I think that goal is always kind of shifting. I think at one point it was to have these academy spaces and maybe smaller satellite spaces kind of sprinkled throughout the world to you know, bring this level of education more so to you, so you don't have to travel in, you know, for it. And it's definitely still an idea, and you know, I think that's something that will happen a bit more organically through nurturing relationships and fortifying these relationships, and you know, people allowing us to space to come in and kind of do more pop-ups, and we've done some of that in the past. So I think that's a goal that we are working on, and something that we began to like chip away at. But I suppose the goal really, Eddie, is just to be a space, as I mentioned before, just to really, you know, allow education to happen in a safe space, and for students to come in, you know, and just to allow themselves to be challenged. I think that's really the end goal of it. You know, I'm not looking to become the biggest and the best academy, because really, who's to say what that is? You know, I think I'm just really looking to live my life in a way that I feel that, you know, truly honors, you know, who I am, kind of in my inner core, and that is, like I say, a teacher, an educator, a student of life, but just to, again, present those opportunities out to the larger masses of our community. So, you know, the goal isn't chased around money. The goal is not chased around having Federico Advanced as the largest academy in the world. It's not chased around, you know, having all these, you know, international locations, whatever it might be. I think it's just about creating a safe space, you know, for the hairdresser to come in and learn, and really just to offer a very high level of education for our industry. So I think it's a goal that I'm doing already, bits of it, you know, definitely. But I think it's a goal that it's something that I just always want to continually thrive and strive just to maintain, I think, that level.
And then, can you tell us some of the big names that have visited Adam Federico Advanced, and which one of them impressed the most the student?
Oh, some of the names that have visited Federico Advanced. Let's just go through. I'm just gonna start ticking them off. Well, one of my favorites and yours, our mentor, Mr. Richard Ashforth, International Creative Director of Seiko Academy. We've had Jeremy Davies Barbala. We've had Tracy Sokasits, you know, who is the USA Creative Director of the Sassoon Academies. We've had Zagat Academy out of Croatia. We've had Mazzella and Palmer when they were together. We've had Palmer and Company Education. Tina Anderson, who works, you know, with Mr. Tim Hartley. Maddie Conrad, who's a phenomenal barber out of the Victoria area of British Columbia, I guess you would say. Maddie, I'm sorry, I forgot that wrong. Mr. J. Mahmood. Wow, myself. Not saying I'm one of the greats, but definitely taught out of the academy many times. God, so many, and I feel bad because now my mind is beginning to kind of blank on me. Alilon Education. So, I mean, we've had so many different amazing artists. And I think those who stick out in my head, you know, God, they all bring something completely different to the table. And when they leave the building, they definitely leave residual energy within the space, which I continually feed off of for some time. And, but whom I feel has really like touched the people in the hairdressing community would be, you know, my dear friends Mario and Ivana from Zagat. You know, I've had them out, I think, for the last 5 years, and they would come out typically on a 2 to 3 week stint. We've taught here in California. We've taken their education to New York and done pop-up satellite classes and at the Goldwell Academy there. We've done classes in Miami at the Luxury Brand Partners Studio in the Wynwood District. We've done classes in Atlanta at the Kune Academy. So we've kind of sprinkled them throughout the United States, but I can just say that all of the people that take their class just walk away feeling like they have completely changed as a human. Because Mario and Ivana have this inner energy that it just kind of like feeds into you. They're very, very kind and humble people, but they're very passionate and very disciplined when it comes to their technique within cutting and as a teacher, and they definitely, I think, push that into you. And I know that when the people whom have met these two individuals leave our space, they feel like they've not only gotten better at their craft, but they've actually improved as being a human being. And you can't really, I think, speak to it. I think you just need to really experience it.
Adam, what products company should do to help more independent academy like yours?
Oh, well, that's a wonderful question. What should product companies do to help support these independent academies? You know, that's really loaded. I think simple things like sponsorships, in the sense of, you know, just doing different kind of collaborations on classes. These are things that I've done in the past with companies like Schwarzkopf, companies like Armco, where they come in and we fly their flag, I fly my flag, we teach, you know, whatever education is that can be part of their company or not part of their company, but they're supplying and supporting us with product and so forth, because we all know that we need product in the classroom. You know, I think that's a simple thing. You know, I think the healthiest thing that we could get more so from these larger companies is more of just an openness to these types of collaborations with independent academies, excuse me. And the collaborations can be very just, I think, you know, there's not one set way. I think the conversation just needs to be had because we're providing a very high level of education. They've got the wet range, you know, so between the two things that we both have, I think there's an easy way that we can come together, that we can, you know, unite forces and to, you know, get in front of the masses more so. So, you know, I could probably talk on this one for quite some time, but really I think it's just about collaborating and not really competing.
Well, we all know the struggle that everybody's going through this pandemic at this moment. But do you feel, or do you have any concern about the future of education at a moment like this?
You know, Eddie, it's a hard one. I am always concerned about the future of education, especially in these moments. Today, I just saw that the Sassoon Academy in Santa Monica is shutting its doors, even though that they're opening up a new home, a smaller location in their Beverly Hills salon. But still, I mean, it's a sad day when you see such monsters like the Sassoon Academy being affected, obviously due to what we're going through today. You know, my academy as well. If again we were just a standalone advanced academy, would I still be here today through 8 or 9 months of not being able to offer classes? Probably not. But the fact that we've got, you know, these other subsets of our company that really kind of are call it the bread and butter of the company, are really able to continue on and support this, and our academy can continue on when things come back and around. But yeah, I think I am scared, and I think really what I can say to all of my teacher friends out there and my friends that own these independent academies, it's about a time just to, I think, as I've seen so many do, looking at ways to diversify what you have been doing, adapting technology at a very quick pace so you can continually stay in front of your client, the consumer, the stylist, to continue that conversation. And I think, you know, right now it's not about the heavy hand discipline of really these hands-on educational classes, because, you know, there's not a lot of in-person hands-on education classes going on. But I think just being able to be open and willing to look at the ideas of doing classes through Zoom or different digital platforms, because I think right now it's really about just keeping that communication going between us and them. So, you know, I am scared, but I also do see a very bright light at the end of the tunnel for those that are willing to move forward and to adapt, to see their way through this. Otherwise, you know, we will definitely see some attrition happen, just as we're seeing so many small businesses close in all of our cities, you know, right now. I think we'll definitely see some fall off from academies or independent educators and so forth. But I think right now it's about, you know, just looking at what you've been doing and figuring out the new way of doing it, just to kind of keep yourself moving forward. Or it's about just taking time out and really looking back inward and reevaluating who you are and where you're at and what you really are looking to offer out to the larger masses, and figuring out what your new voice is going to be. Because, you know, it's definitely a time of looking at how we can continually evolve and move forward within this industry. Otherwise, you know, there's the flip side of the coin where, you know, the industry is going to continually move forward within these times, and if we're not staying on top of it, you know, we're going to essentially then become the dinosaur.
Alan, and to close this interview, buddy, can you give our viewer some words of hopes to face moments like this?
Words of hope to face moments like this, you know, Eddie? Yeah, it's about just staying present. You know, all I can tell you is whatever happened yesterday no longer really matters. We don't know what tomorrow really has in store for us, because our moments are changing so quickly. So really just being present within this one moment that you're currently living in. So it's about, you wake up in the morning, you've got two choices. You can have a positive day or you can have a negative day, and that's really up to you. So maintain positivity, okay? Get some sort of physical movement through your body to release those endorphins to help, stimulate that kind of positivity within your mind. Stay creative. The creativity, search out different sources of new inspiration. Take deep dives into the interweb, since galleries may not be open, museums, seek out different backgrounds of these different artists, not even within our industry, maybe within the arts community, music, or fine painters, whatever it might be. Maybe it's cafe racer motorcycles, that's a personal one for me. So just stay creative and do what you can do to stay creative, and and then just stay inspired. And inspiration can be like calling up your mentor and having a 5-minute phone call with them, or shooting a couple of friends messages, and just having that communication going back and forth. Because when we're kind of locked up and we don't have any outreach to the outside, we can get really lost within our own headspace. And I think that's where a lot of the negativity comes into place, and then we begin falling into the fear factor of looking at all of this mass information that's being pushed in front of us right now through all these different media sources surrounding the times we're living in. So, try to put that a bit to the side and focus on your inner self as an artist. Like I say, it's all about just maintaining positivity, doing what you can do to stay creative, and really just kind of staying inspired. And I think if you can handle those three things, and they don't have to be, you don't have to go too deep every day with them, but just to keep them there, and take those 3 words and write them on a piece of paper and smack them on the mirror in your bathroom. So every morning when you wake up, you see that. You say, staying positive, staying creative, and staying inspired. And every day, it'll have a different outtake.
Thank you so much, Adam, for being with us. This is Angel. See you next time.